What's up, everybody? So here's an interesting concept to think about. We define things based on their impacts on the world around them. So we define, a substance by its mass and the let's say spectroscopy, the particular light that it exhibits, and the other ways of measuring that thing, right? That becomes a definition of the thing. Like, you can verify a thing exists based on the effect that it has on the world around it. Okay, so let's do a thought experiment. You can do the same thing with God, okay? And what do I mean? Well, let's say you can be a nihilistic, self-destructive, self-loathing person and see the effect that has on your life. Or you can be a person that has faith. And what does faith mean? Faith means acting in accordance with a moral aim in the absence of the clear and present recognition that will result in a positive outcome. If it can be said that a belief that moral action will give positive outcome in the absence of observable phenomenon, then that can be said to be evidence that faith in a higher power, in God, has a measurable outcome, and that is the moral fabric of the universe. Do you see what I'm saying? You can measure a block and tell that it has mass, even if when we get into deep, quantum physics, we're not sure where that mass comes from. But the interaction of the thing and the gravity of the planet it's on produces this idea, or I guess mass is irrespective of weight, but we can talk about measuring the physical characteristics of a thing to get the kind of Newtonian recognition of the existence of that thing. I'm telling you, you can do the same thing with faith, because the proof is in the pudding, right? Because you could make a similar argument about the block. The block isn't just its physical characteristics, it exists in the kind of spiritual sense. Well, you can play both sides of a belief in God. It exists in that a godly person will act in accordance with a higher moral aim than an ungodly person. And I don't mean religious. I mean a person who believes in a moral universe will act morally. But a person that is satanic, or a person that does not believe in some kind of karmic law, a person that does not have that aim, will not have the characteristic that is in keeping with a godly belief in a godly universe, and that person will suffer for it. Now, maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you believe cheaters prosper. Maybe you believe that evil wins. I don't, because I have faith, see? And I think that faith is a physical characteristic of me having a godly life. It's not a value judgment. I don't think I'm better than anybody. That's not my point. My point is, I believe that if I act in accordance with my highest moral aim, and I know when I fall short of that, but if I do that, if I aim up, if I try to be my best, then I believe, and I have lived enough life to find this to be true, just like I've weighed enough blocks to know, what the weight of blocks are, that's correct, that the world kind of does keep score, and you do get what you give, and what goes around does actually come around, and faith is not an aberration of the mind. It is not belief without observable proof, which is what reductionist, materialist kind of scientists will tell you. That's not true. The truth is, faith is the observable recognition of a moral universe. And I think that's neat. So you should do your best. You should believe that good times are coming. You should be the best version of yourself, no matter whether you feel like it's working or it will pay off. It will, because of the intelligent design of the universe, of the cosmos. There is a power beyond ourselves, and to have faith is to understand simultaneously that there are things that are beyond me, beyond my beyond my capacity to know, and yet me doing my best and acting in accordance with what I believe is the highest good is worth it. And it's worth it because as you see that to be true, it's like weighing the block. It's a physical characteristic of the universe that goodness comes where goodness goes. Goodness conceives goodness, and goodness grows. Thanks for watching, you guys.